All right, and we're back for another episode of Asphalt Advocates. How you doing, Big D?
Hey, man, I'm living the dream, man. Life is great. I mean, Law Tigers is growing. Family's doing well, man. I'm just Peachy King. How about yourself, man? What's been going on with you?
Well, we just got back from Miami, and what a trip that was. That was a blast. Obviously, props to National Trial Lawyers to put on another great event.
Yes.
And I'm super proud that Law Tigers got 7 nominations and 2 golden gavels for advertising. So very proud of that and the team behind it. And, of course, just a lot of buzz about not only that event, but what we're going to be doing with Motorcycle Accident Summit coming up in about 3 weeks in Orlando, March 5th to the 7th. So just gearing up for that and going to have a great time and educate lawyers on how to add value to the motorcycle cases and get more cases and just do a better job for their clients.
That's cool, man. What kind of shoes? You got the Tiger Greats on, man. What is it? The Law Tiger Customs? What's up, man?
These are my Tiger striped Air Force Ones, and this is the only pair of Air Force One shoes I own. I'm more of a
low dunk kind of person.
I'm more low dunk and Jordan 1 kind of guy, but I had these sitting in my office and figured it was time to crack them out and show what they look like to the world.
I think they look great, and they match the cup as well.
Thank you. Well, that was on purpose.
You're coordinating, man.
Yeah.
Well, definitely National Trial Lawyers was a success. 2 Golden Gavel Awards. And then the summit, man. Before we get into introducing our guests, is there anything you want to share with the audience about if I give you a kind of a quick elevator pitch on our summit in Orlando that's taking place March 5th to the 7th.
Certainly,
this year?
If you're looking to meet like-minded trial lawyers that have had mega verdicts in the motorcycle verdicts, seasoned lawyers, and we'll have like 10 or 12 of those speakers, along with about another 10 experts, human factors, biomechanical engineers, road design, neuro, the list goes on. This is the conference for you. Up to 14 hours of CLE, networking opportunities at night, cross-referral opportunities, and we're going to teach you through classes, presentations, along with panels, essentially how to get more of these motorcycle cases and also how to add value to them. So if you can make it, go to motorcycleaccidentsummit.com and come join us.
Yeah, and if the room blocks are sold out, reach out to us personally. We'll take care of
you. We'll get you hooked
up. All right, man.
So are we ready to get this party started?
Let's do it, baby.
So I have the distinct honor and pleasure of for this podcast, introducing the founder, CEO, OG of LT, that's Law Tigers, my father, and Warren Levenbaum. Warren G. Levenbaum.
Warren G. He's the president, you're the CEO, but, I know what you meant.
Yeah, founder and president. Yeah, exactly. So it's about time. Pleasure to have you, Dad.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ari. I call him the kid. Thank you, kid.
My
what
pleasure.
An introduction. You gave me a swell head already. We haven't even gotten started.
Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So welcome to the podcast. This is the culmination of years of ideas and hard work to come up with a studio that we can share and bring people like you on to share your story and inspire other lawyers that may want to do something of their own. So welcome.
So who would know Warren Levenbaum, your father, the best? Give me some insight on the family dynamic, man. What should the audience know about your father, man, on this intro here?
Well, I think they need to know that he came from very humble beginnings, out of Dorchester. Didn't have much and just worked hard and had a vision and moved to Arizona and decided to set up shop and came up with this amazing idea to represent and support motorcycle riders through the legal system and through legal representation. And motorcycle enthusiasts like myself, I grew up riding dirt bikes and street bikes, hard worker, passionate about what he does, and still working at 78 years old and focused. True. And moved on to the next thing. Also an entrepreneur that's not afraid to try new ideas.
That's right.
Some have worked, some haven't, but those that worked very well. Yeah. And he's still looking at doing something new at the age of 78. So never slowing down, always moving forward, working hard, and looking for the next adventure. So that's my dad, and he's a part-time comedian as well.
That's
for those
true.
That don't know.
He actually does stand up. I witnessed it.
That's right.
Well, let's get this straight, all right, kid. wannabe comedian.
Well, that's true. He's no Jackie Mason, that's for sure. But he's working on it. He's working on his inner Jackie Mason. But this is all because of my father. His vision, his idea. Law Tigers is what it is today because he had the fortitude and the foresight and the ability to see an opportunity and make it come to fruition. And I've been on the ride for many years, but he's the idea guy, and it's where that kernel started with him.
Yeah, and I've been here 7 years. If I can just add to that, definitely so appreciative to be part of the Law Tigers family, man. But for what I want everyone to know that's tuning in and listening in is Warren Levenbaum, and I'm not even doing this for a raise, guys, but this is just the honest truth from my heart, man. He's one of the hardest working men in show business. The guy is here daily, and he's here early, leaves late. I mean, he's the prime example of what hard work turns out to be when you put your head down and you're consistent and you have amazing habits. And this guy's created something great. So round of applause to that, man. Let's give him a shout out on that, man.
All right, now his head's getting bigger, but that's all right.
Oh, shucks.
So today we're gonna just get to know you and share with the audience a little bit about how you came up in the world and about Law Tigers and what you're doing now. And before we do that, though, we like to loosen things up. A little lubricant, if you will, right? A little grease to get the gears going.
Got to do it, man. So we're gonna pivot over to this show. We kind of specialize in tequilas from around the world, and right now we have Clase Azul on the table here. And Revolution. How you say that? Yeah, that's it.
So we actually did one of each last time.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring them together. And then the next episode, we'll do something completely different.
Okay, cool. Right? Well, we have some shots here. So part of the tradition is morning breakfast. This is kind of afternoon shot here. So let's take our shot glasses.
You want to make a toast?
Make a quick toast.
Why don't you make a toast? You do the honors, Dave.
All right. We want to just give a toast to the brotherhood, the sacred brotherhood of Law Tigers, and for much success and happiness. Let's go. Let's kill it.
Cheers.
Yes.
Very good.
L'chaim, as they say, right?
Yes.
Smooth.
Woo, it is.
That'll put a little hair on your chest, huh?
Yeah, that should loosen them up here. I don't know, man. We're in store for something.
That's right.
Now.
That warms the gizzards going.
That's right. So what we want to do over the next 15, 20 minutes, or however long it takes, is get to know you a little bit and really find out what makes you tick. So first thing is, before you were a lawyer, tell us about your childhood. What did you do before you became the lawyer that you are today?
I went to school, of course.
Yeah. Pull your mic a little closer to you.
I went to school many years.
Okay.
But as a youth, many things. As my son stated, I come from very humble means, and my family was somewhat dysfunctional. So you, as a kid, you're on your own, and that's what I was. So age 10, I was out hustling in the good sense of hustling, the streets of Boston, Dorchester, selling everything imaginable. And some of it kind of comical. I started off, there was a magazine ad for mail order cushioned toilet seats. So I bought 4 of them. Couldn't even start off with one and see how it goes. I had to buy the 4. I think at that time, each one was $8.99. My business plan, my vision was, man, I could sell them for $19.99 and double my money. And how did I sell them? Door to door.
Wow.
The little old ladies who, need a little softness around their tush.
That's amazing.
I need that right now.
Exactly.
Where did that go? Didn't go anywhere. But it was fun. But that was my first episode with entrepreneurship. It built a sense of hustle. What else? Oh, another magazine ad. Laminating machines.
Wow.
Where you put a quarter in the machine, you put what you want laminated in it, and like a license, and it comes out.
Wow.
And my vision was to place a laminating machine in every drugstore and grocery store in metropolitan Boston at age 12.
Wow. That's amazing.
How many of those did I buy? They were relatively expensive. I think they were about $150 then. But I did the math. I did the calculations. I paid $150. the cost of lemonade was a quarter then. How many laminations would I have to do at least to break even? Over what period of time? Needless to say, that fizzled.
And you're thinking like that at 12 years old. That's amazing, man. So you came out the womb with an entrepreneur spirit, or was that like kind of like the survival of the fittest? Was that your survival instinct kicking in?
Absolutely, yeah.
What was it like working? What was it like growing up in Dorchester? Because that was kind of a little bit of a rough working class neighborhood, was it not?
Yeah. You know, the best analogy I can make, it's Boston's equivalent to Brooklyn.
Okay.
So I grew up in a tough Jewish neighborhood, and I always say half the kids I grew up with went to prison, and the other half became doctors or lawyers. What was the demarcation line? What was the separation? Well, those that went to prison hung around the pool rooms too often, 3 or 4 times a week, and they got influenced by the bookies, the bookmakers.
Right.
They became runners, whereas the doctors and lawyers, once. All right, enough, and I only go once a week, so I got a sense of the street hustle with the pool rooms, but not enough to influence me to go astray.
Well, that's a great segue into my next question.
Yeah.
What influenced you to become an attorney? What influenced you to become an attorney?
I always wanted independence. I was always independent. I always wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to make a difference if I could. Give back. Quite honestly, I wanted to make a good living. You know, I counted every nickel that I made while I was younger. And going through college and law school, I worked multiple jobs, no handouts on my own. So I wanted a payday, and the word was out that attorneys do very well. Little did I know, being in the business, that only a fraction of attorneys do real well. Most of them make a living. So my aspirations to make my mark in society and do well, raise a family, and treat them well, and have resources. And that was my motivation.
Oh, that's
Become a
awesome.
lawyer.
Now, obviously, you've had a lot of success with Law Tigers.
Yeah.
Share, because I think to be an entrepreneur, you've got to also, make some mistakes, and or you don't realize at the time, but not everything works, right? Yeah. Share with the audience what are some of the things you've done that maybe haven't worked, and why.
You really want to hear this, kid?
Yes.
Something is really funny. I even laughed today.
I see.
On the beach, I settled a case a long time ago, and in celebration, I went with a friend to an island in the Caribbean called, what was it? It was a French one, and a French side, and a Netherlands side.
Tahiti?
Not Tahiti. In any event, anyway. So I met a Frenchman there on the beach with his beautiful Vietnamese girlfriend, and got chatting with him. And typically, what do you do for a living? He says, well, I'm the inventor of a machine that treats women...
Cellulite.
Cellulite, yeah. The little spongy stuff on their the thighs. And I had a clinic in Paris, and I just opened up a clinic in New Caledonia. So I said, where the hell is New Caledonia? It's an island in the South Pacific, in the middle of nowhere, that is a French dominion. Mm-hmm. So I figured, what the heck? Before I get involved in anything, I'd like to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
I flew down to New Caledonia.
Wow.
To see his operation in person. So I get there, and he dresses. I was supposed to spend 3 or 4 days and just observe before and after. The woman, a lot of Tahitian girls, which was very nice.
Yeah.
They come in with the cellulite all over their thighs and et cetera. And after a week, they're supposed to leave with no cellulite because it's an electrical shock treatment.
Okay.
Supposedly. So I spent a week there. I'm having a ball. He dresses me in a white smock as if I'm a doctor, okay? Because I didn't want to be stand out.
Yeah.
And a measuring tape that I wear around my neck.
So you're looking the part.
I'm looking the part, yeah. And I measure the woman, always in public, nothing in private. I measure the woman's size beforehand and the woman's size afterwards. And it worked.
That doesn't sound like a bad gig, actually, especially.
So,
So did you? Where did this go? Did you end up investing in this, or where's?
no.
Okay.
It turned out that he wanted me to put up all the money for the American rights, and he didn't want to do anything.
All right.
So we passed.
There's a
on that
catch.
one. Yeah.
But what about some of the other stuff you've actually done?
That have failed or have.
Share both. Just share a few of the things, because I think people need to understand that they see the success of Law Tigers. They don't understand all the other stuff you did that maybe didn't have that success, and that's what makes an entrepreneur an entrepreneur is trying things that they don't always work.
Kind of fell forward, right?
Right.
I was into offbeat stuff, not that the Law Tigers is offbeat. I had a client, a cowboy client. He liked me. He was a friend of Ben Johnson, who was an Academy Award winner for best support actor for They Shoot Horses, Don't They? I don't know if you remember. The old people would remember. So,
well, Ari and I definitely not old.
so
Or horses.
him and Ben, as well as me, got involved in a fishing derby out in Lake Pleasant, Arizona, where we stocked the lake with crappies. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the heck a crappie was. It sounds crappy. So I think we stocked the lake with 3,000 or 4,000 crappies, and the fishermen had to pay. It was a weekend tournament. They had to pay for admission, whatever the price was, $25, and they had a list of prizes. The prizes are pretty good. First prize was a fully outfitted bass boat. Mm-hmm. The second was, I think, a couple $1,000s. So and I camped out there all weekend with my buddy. They're both cowboys, right? And I'm a city slicker.
Yeah.
I'm having the time of my life. And I think the grand prize was, the grand prize was the bass boat. All the prizes add up to $25,000, and I'm hoping and praying that nobody catches the biggest crappie, because I didn't want to be responsible for the $25,000 from my share. Turns out, they caught the big ones.
Oh, they caught the big ones.
The big ones didn't get away. They caught them.
Of course.
And I'm stuck for the $25,000.
Oh, my goodness.
And that was a trip. I'll never forget, camping out on a weekend with my two cowboy friends. I could have made a movie out of it.
So you lost money on the crappie deal.
Yeah.
What about some of the
but even though I lost money, the journey was extremely.
I got a question I want to ask.
Yeah.
So I get a chance to tell your story a bunch across the country and opportunity to speak in front of folks, and I always kind of start with what really excites me about working here at Law Tigers. So now, what did you do before Law Tigers in the legal field? You practice as what, and then share with the audience how you arrived to this Law Tigers idea.
Very good. Well,
grab some water here. That's
grab some water here. I started my legal career.
Take your time. Get your water.
In Phoenix.
Okay.
As a major crime prosecutor for 3 years.
Wow.
This is in the early 70s. Had a heck of a time. I got great trial experience. I get to know who's who in the legal community back then in Phoenix, build my trial skills, etc. And after 3 years, I switched sides. I went over to the defense side.
Oh, wow.
And I got a pretty good reputation. The tough dude. This is where the Dorchester, the street
Sure.
came in.
Yeah.
If you want a tough friggin' lawyer, go to Levenbaum.
Yeah.
Both as a prosecutor and as a defense lawyer.
Wow.
You want something done, do it. I'll never forget. So I just started the job as a prosecutor. After 3 months, my boss comes over to me and he says, "Hey, kid, here's a murder one for you, prosecutor." Now, at that time, there was no formal training program. I think they had maybe 30 prosecutors. Now, Maricopa County, Phoenix, has grown to 400 prosecutors.
Wow.
So you learn by the bootstraps, just trial and error. So I said to my boss, come on. He said, "Do it, kid, because even if you lose, that's okay. It gives the murderer another opportunity to go out and commit another murder. You'll get him next time." He said it tongue-in-cheek, however.
Oh, God.
So I was a prosecutor, major felonies, all categories, from homicides to major financial crimes to sex crimes and the like. And again, I built quite a reputation. For the old timers that are listening, I hope there's some old timers listening. The forerunner to the National Enquirer magazine was True Detective magazine.
Wow.
And they highlighted sort of gruesome murders and the like. I made True Detective within the period of 3 years twice.
Wow.
Yeah, twice. That was a
big.
real proud moment. My client and me. I was centerfold once,
Wow.
and on the cover another time. I said, "Wow, I've arrived."
That's great history. Now, how long was it? 30 years that you practiced before starting up Law Tigers?
Okay, so I was a criminal defense lawyer for 10 years.
Okay.
And I built a private practice in the meantime. I built a practice from 1 to 75 people.
Wow.
And I had injury lawyers, of course, working for me. And it was a general practice, injury lawyers, divorce lawyers, estate lawyers. And my background, what I really got to like beyond the criminal practice was business law. I was good at it. It went with my entrepreneurial
That
business
makes sense.
skills.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In any event, so as I built the practice, I did all the commercial work, et cetera. And it was a thrill to build the practice. I always enjoyed the journey, whatever I did.
Yeah, you're a builder. He's a builder, huh?
Yeah.
He loves
Always,
growing
the
things.
journey was more important to me than the end result.
That's super cool.
The end result was sort of anticlimactic, even though it may have been good.
Oh, that's super cool. So how old were you when you started Law Tigers? What age were you?
Believe it or not, I was 55 years old.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. He was older than me. I'm 51 right now.
Oh my
so
God.
51. Yeah, 51.
Audience, please listen to this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
never too late
Never.
to
Yeah,
start your
Absolutely.
dream.
There's life after getting old or while getting old.
So explain why you went from being a commercial and criminal lawyer to a generalist to what was the driving force behind Law Tigers?
Okay.
Explain that.
Always looking for an opportunity. The secret of success in business is to develop a model, whether it be a service or a product, that serves an underserved need. That's a segue to this. I was going out to the desert one day. A lot of trial lawyers play golf to relax over the weekend. I don't have the disposition to play golf. I have a AAA plus 10 personality. I can't stay put long left to putt the damn golf ball. So what do?
right
I
there
go
with
out and I buy a Harley Davidson. So that's my relaxation for the weekend. I go out into the desert, a place called Cave Creek, Arizona, and hang around with my buddies. One day I'm going out, and it just reckoned with me that particular day. Coming from the opposite direction on the street, 5 bikers. Oh, since we've been in the business incident, we've elevated the term. We don't call them bikers anymore. We call them riders.
That's right.
So
right.
at that time, 5 bikers, opposite direction, they give me the typical high-five motorcycle wave.
Yeah.
They don't know me from a hole in the head. I don't know them. They're waving and saying, hello, how you doing? How's life? Where I grew up in Boston, on the public transportation, whether it be the train, the trolley, the only hand waves I got was, the finger. Here, they're waving to me. Yeah. I said, this is terrific. I did my homework. I studied the subculture of the motorcycle riding community in America. And it is a subculture. It's different in many regards than anything else. And I studied them, and I determined that the bonding between motorcycle riders is a bond you can't break. It's like there's no comparison.
That's right.
So I think maybe it's an opportunity. And then I also studied branding and franchising and all the ingredients of developing a national brand and practice. Trademarks I studied. And so I did my homework even before we launched. And my homework was at the Phoenix Public Library at night.
Wow.
After I worked during the day to support my kids. And I was there a number of times for 2 or 3 months, took notes, did a memorandum, and what I learned as a result of my research was like, wow, I think I got something here.
Got something. Wow.
So I launched in Phoenix under my then law firm with the Law Tigers brand, and I had the big picture in mind. If it works,
Excuse me.
here in Phoenix under the Law Tigers brand. It worked anywhere in the country. The phone didn't stop ringing.
Wow.
My fellow riders wanted a fellow rider lawyer representing them. I'd say they got a two for one. They got an experienced trial lawyer plus one of them. Well, who rides? I know the motorcycle. You know what a perfect combination. Couldn't ask anything better. And that was our mantra. Well, one of you guys, and we are. So after a couple of years, it went so well in Phoenix, I decided to go nationally. I set up a separate company that owns all of our intellectual property, which is the Law Tigers brand and affiliated matters. And I launched all over the country. And as of today, I believe we're in 36 states. Our destiny is to remaining 15 states the next year or so. And it's been a journey that's been unbelievable. I'm proud and happy to say, as a lawyer, I've enjoyed my life. Not too many lawyers can say that. Privately,
That's great.
Lawyers have it tough. It's a very stressful position. They're always having not difficulties. They get it from the judges. They get it from the clients.
Yeah.
They get it from opposing counsel. I've had fun making a living for the last 20 years. And I gave up my practice 20 years ago, incidentally.
What people don't realize, and I didn't want to put words in my dad's mouth, but there's countless things he's done and owned, and he kept going. Transmission company, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Grocery store.
Oil
change. Limousine company, title company, cigarette cessation device. So he kept going, and finally something stuck, and it's done beyond our wildest dreams, because it's also a passion of ours. This is a hobby. We grew up riding motorcycles off road in Yuma, the sand dunes. That was my passion. Was always off road riding. Then it transferred to riding on the street, and we rode together over the years. And so it's really taking a hobby or a passion and making it a business. And when you do that, it's not work. It's fun. And the events we've gone to over the years and the fun we've had at motorcycle rallies, I mean, it really doesn't feel like work. It feels like fun.
The takeaway to that, Ari, is, and this is for all of our audience who's business oriented, who wants to go into business, stick with what you know.
Stick with what you know.
Stick with what you know and develop it. Be able to differentiate that from the competition, because most, if not all, of my failures were going into foreign territory.
Or relying on someone else to do something.
It sounds like, your passion will align too with your purpose. And that's what you're saying. So stick with what you know is your purpose, and then your passion will automatically align.
And don't give up. I mean, we had struggles early on with growing this business.
Sure.
It wasn't just like it happened overnight. I mean, this is a 23-year-old endeavor.
Then Dave arrived.
That's right.
I'm messing with you.
No, but literally the first few years, you try to do something in one state on your own. It's the typical, licensing, franchising dilemma. Just because it works well in one market doesn't mean it scales and can be replicated in others without the right processes and systems and people.
Yeah.
And that's what we learned over the years is you got to have people, process, and really make sure the structure is there to replicate what you've done elsewhere.
It really boils down to execution, correct?
100%.
And I get an opportunity to speak with so many firms across the country, and they all believe that they, well, I wouldn't say all. The ones that are not part of the all, they're part of the All Tigers. But a good majority of them feel that they can do this on their own. And
it's tough.
Is not as easy as it looks.
It's tough.
That's in any business, because you mentioned something very important. It's about the execution.
Yes.
People come up with the great business ideas. I want to do this, do that. It's the ability to execute that differentiates number one person from the crowd.
That's correct.
Consistently. I mean, and it's got to be repeatable, and it's got to be something that you can tweak and improve, because you can't just do it once. It's very important to get a system in place and make sure everyone's on board with that same system and those processes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So let's pivot here. It's great to understand the All Tiger story. Let's talk about kind of your personal interests. I want to dig deep and really understand who who Warren Levenbaum is behind the Law Tigers brand. I want to know who you are. So I have a question that's kind of framed
Yes.
to help me understand your value chain a little bit here. So,
Go right ahead.
so if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Living or dead, doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it
Historical,
doesn't
right?
matter.
Yeah,
Historical.
Historical figure.
yeah.
Albert Einstein.
Ooh, that's accurate to him because I always say that believe me, I'm not. You take good care of me here at Law Tigers, but I always look at you as like a brilliant-minded individual. You know, this his brilliancy. He's always looking for. He's always thinking. And so Albert Einstein. Tell me a little bit more about that. Why would you want to have dinner with Albert Einstein?
Of course, he was brilliant, one of a kind. I would like to get into his mind if I could over dinner somewhat.
Right.
It'd be the dinner of a lifetime with him. We talk shop. Now, I don't have a scientific background. In fact, I'm not technical at all.
Yeah.
But that would be a real accomplishment in my life to have dinner with him.
Wow. That's a good one. And you know what? We've done this show now, a handful of times.
Yeah.
And normally it takes people quite a bit of time to come up with who they have dinner with. And he didn't hesitate.
Sure.
It rolled right off your tongue. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Yeah, very good answer. So, what would the Warren Levenbaum of today tell the Warren Levenbaum of his youth? Going back and talking to your young self. What would you tell your young self?
Yeah, I love that.
Well, that's a difficult response because my initial reaction was, don't give up. But I didn't give up, so I can't tell myself that.
What have you done different? Maybe we frame it that way. What have you done different? If there's anything
Today?
No, telling the younger you some advice or a different decision. Is there anything that you would tell them?
How about a young lawyer?
Could be that.
Is that better?
That's
Like a
fine.
lawyer?
I love it.
Because a young me, I've done it all. I have all the answers.
There's nothing you regret.
Hey, remember, he's having dinner with Albert Einstein.
that's
dude.
true.
This is-
I've been around the horn. I'm an oldie but goodie, as I say.
I love it.
Young lawyer, work hard, of course. Nothing comes easy. Talking about that, if I may break, somebody once told me, I call my boy Kid.
I love it.
For one reason, that's instilled in my mind because they used to call me Kid. The kid, there's only 3 ways to make money. I said, what are the 3 ways? Number 1 is to inherit it. That wasn't my cup of tea.
Right.
That was beyond my scope. The second was steal it. And a lot of lawyers steal it. I've seen, one of my favorite programs is American Greed. I love that program where they always try to take the easy way out for the quick fix, and inevitably they get caught and justice is done. The third way is work hard. So if I were to tell a young lawyer, first and foremost, work hard.
I love it.
Yeah, and work hard, but don't lose sight of balancing your work life with your family. And with all the time and effort I put in building my career, I don't think I lost sight of giving back to my kids. We went places and did
Yeah,
things.
we did a lot of stuff. Boating. Travel.
I was on a soccer coach.
Oh, nice.
A little league coach. We went
Man,
camping.
I didn't know you played a little soccer, man.
I wasn't very good. I'm Jewish, I'm not very athletic.
That's all right, man.
I had limited. I was on 24/7 all the time, but I always spent time with my kids.
Yeah, he worked 6-7 days a week. Always working. Yeah,
That's very cool. Well, if I could dive a little bit deeper into really understanding, who you are by sharing with the audience something that no one would really know about you, something personal to you that you're willing to share with the audience, what would that be?
You want me to keep this clean?
No, this is not the clean
keep it
version.
clean.
This is what do we call this? It's not raw and real. We call it uncut and unfiltered.
Yeah,
uncut and unfiltered.
man.
You want me to share my fantasies? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, you want another shot to help you out? I'll pour you one.
Line them up 10 in a row. How about that? All blondes.
Yeah, that's right. We'll get into that later. You're a little ahead of us.
Yeah,
on
you
that.
are.
Something people would be surprised to learn about you. Something people would be surprised to know about you that they maybe not wouldn't know at face value unless they really knew you.
I come off as a tough guy to the world. I've been told that many, many times, and that helped me when I was both a prosecutor and a criminal defense lawyer. But the people get to know me. It hurts me to say this because I'm a pussy cat.
Oh, hey, you're still in the Law Tigers family with being a pussy cat.
At least I said cat. At least you added cat to the word.
I'm still in the cat category, so that alleviates that.
Kitty cat.
The diversion.
Kitty cat.
I'm a
That's
pussy
awesome,
cat,
man.
yeah.
I'll have to think that next time you're barking down my back, man. It'll help me. Thanks for sharing that.
You're pretty resilient. I'll give you credit. You know, you can endure a lot. You know, that's true. I think people don't realize he's got a warm heart and is very charitable. Give to a lot of causes, especially, and that's rubbed off on me of late. Giving back to others less fortunate, to causes that are near and dear, and I think that's also come with age. With you as well.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of realize, you know, you make this money, but you got to do something good with it. You can't just, you know.
That's true.
So, but I agree. We'll let you know when the time's up, Dad. Let me ask you another question. What is it like knowing that, you know, you've started the largest motorcycle and continue to have the largest motorcycle personal injury conglomerate membership group, if you will, in the country, let alone the world? That, you know, you take in more motorcycle cases with the membership group, biggest brand when it comes to motorcycles. What does that feel like
in the world? In
the world, yeah.
Needless to say, a great sense of accomplishment.
Sure.
You know, as a lawyer, I was good as a lawyer, but I was somewhat fungible, meaning, you know, fungible means interchangeable. You know, there's over 1 million lawyers, you know.
Yeah.
Here, I've been able to distinguish myself as a one-of-a-kind standout in terms of a national and international brand that I developed. And I'm very fortunate to have had the opportunity, the skill to do it. So that's been really good for me.
Early on, you said, you know, you want to be identified, like the brand to be associated with something kind of ubiquitous, bigger than the brand. Like, you know, you don't say tissue, you say Kleenex. Talk about that. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
I had a couple of law partners, and lawyers have egos. I never had an ego. You know.
Oh, really? Lawyers have egos?
Is that your experience, Dave?
Yeah. To me, humility is a great, great trait. And I think I take pride in the fact I have a sense of humility. I've been told, you know, with all my, well, I don't want to get into that, but I do have a sense of humility. I have a couple of law partners, and they never got what I tried to tell them. The brand is bigger than you guys. They never got it. It was difficulty. They went astray. They objected to it. I made them very well-to-do over it. And they weren't really, it takes a certain person to be into the motorcycle crowd, you know. The two partners, I'm sad to say, showed some signs of them feeling they were better than the rider. You know, they sort of looked lowly at the rider. First of all, the rider fed them, okay? And they're your clients. You know, how can they do that? It just wasn't for them. And that's true with a lot of lawyers. I'm a street kid from Boston.
Yeah.
You know, I can move and groove with anybody.
Well, you know, I love this, man. And you know, the humility part is huge that you spoke about.
Yeah.
Because I do feel that many attorneys, they struggle with getting out of their own way. And what I mean by this is because they think they know it all, right? I mean, a lot of us do, especially the more you know, the more intelligent you are, you feel like, man, I got the answer. However, what would you say to attorneys across the country who are considering partnering up with a marketing entity such as Law Tigers or any you know, entity across the country?
Yeah.
How do you gain trust and kind of giving up that control and partnering with someone to help scale and grow your practice, but also ultimately, you know, change your whole lifestyle? What do you say to them? How do you get into a position where you're comfortable to relinquish that type of control?
Okay. We're there to help you.
Okay.
We're talking with the legal community that are potential candidates to be our franchisees. but we won't intrude into your personal practice. That's not our mission. Our mission is practice management to make your life better, law practice in particular, with motorcycle cases, and to generate cases for you.
But how do you convince them to trust any marketing company? Because that's what it is. They don't trust very easily, and that's understandably so.
Yeah, they get hounded by vendors. And
Yeah.
and
Good question.
Overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah, I get that all the time. Huge amount of negative response with marketing companies, and I say, I'm not just a marketer. I'm one of you guys. See, the one of you guys has played a dual role. I'm one of you guys in terms of being a writer, and one of you guys in terms of being a lawyer. So I can relate easier to them, and what I say, I think, is met with more positivity because I'm one of them. I give an opportunity to talk to other franchisees, other members.
Yes.
We have an open book, completely, as I said, open and transparent.
Yeah, I think how I translate the way you answered that question is align yourself. This is for our attorneys out there that's looking to partner with marketing companies.
Yeah.
Align yourself with people who will treat your interactions or your partnership or your company like their own, because it goes back to the purpose and passion that's aligned.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. So you used attorney, right? Like-minded attorneys.
Yeah.
Yeah. One last thing. I think also they need to understand you hire people that are really good at what they do. This is what he does, what we do. And would you rather, I always tell people, would you rather own, a bunch of McDonald's or your local burger joint? Who cares about if your name's on it? You still have ownership and equity, and you get all the upside to what we do. So I think, that's what we try to explain to people.
So Warren, I know you've been lawyering for years, and now you call yourself the gentleman's lawyer. I've heard you say that a time or two. But when you were practicing as a lawyer, what's the craziest or worst client experience that you ever had? I mean, I got to hear this from you.
There's one that stands out. I've had many. Okay, as a criminal defense lawyer, it's like beware. Even as a criminal prosecutor, beware. Your life is in the hands of some kookaboo. All right, so I'm a prosecutor. This is my third year. I prosecute a bank robber. And I was successful. He gets 25 years in prison. He appeals the conviction, and the basis of the appeal was prosecutorial misconduct. Now, if you don't have any other substance to appeal, they always rely upon prosecutorial misconduct, whatever that may be. In this instance, he said that my closing argument was a little over the top.
Wow.
And so I went over the line. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. The Court of Appeals agreed. So grants him a new trial. But beforehand, at the trial, when I get my conviction, 25 years, he's led out by the sheriff's department right in front of the prosecutor's table in handcuffs, and lifts his finger up while they're in handcuffs and points at me. Now, he's literally 3 feet away from my face. He says, the last thing I do, Levenbaum, when I get out, you're a dead fucking man. Can I say that over the air?
Sure.
I love that.
This is uncut, unfiltered.
So I say to myself, what do I have to be concerned about? He's in for 25 years. Oh, he appeals and wins, then I get a little bit concerned.
Yeah. So how did you feel after that?
Well, I go out and buy guns.
Lots of guns.
Yeah, I'm a real cowboy Westerner now. Where I grew up in Boston, this is 1670. Nobody had guns. We had sticks and stones.
Yeah.
And maybe a knife here or there.
Yeah.
Nobody had guns. So I buy a gun for every room in the house, my car, etc. And he never came after me. But that was...
But you were ready.
That was a monumental happening in my career as a prosecutor.
That's
why he's not a criminal defense lawyer.
Exactly. Yeah.
That and also
I can tell you another little story.
Sure. I would love it. Yeah.
I was before a judge, a woman judge, was Judge Marilyn Riddell, Maricopa County Superior Court, and her nickname was Hanging Marilyn. Yeah, she threw sentences. There were no boundaries as to the sentences she gave. So I was representing a client, and I forget the particular detail. In any event, she called me out on what I did, and I thought I was right. I said, Judge, I'm standing my ground. I put my hands out like they're in handcuffs. I said, take me away now for contempt of court. She backed off.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's
Tell
one
her
more
about it.
incident. Which one was it? I forgot that one. Okay.
Remember,
that's it.
you had an experience with Sandra Day O'Connor too, didn't you?
Excuse me?
You had an experience with Sandra Day O'Connor. Didn't you have an experience with Sandra Day O'Connor?
Oh, yeah. Sandra Day O'Connor became the Supreme Court judge. She was an Arizona legislator, then became a trial judge in Maricopa County Superior Court. And I got assigned to her a number of cases within the first 6 months after she became a judge. And they go to judges school. There's somewhere, I think Reno, they go for 2 or 3 months. But you got to learn like anything else by doing. So I actually called her out. And in retrospect, she became the Supreme Court judge. I thought to myself, that was very ballsy of me. But that was a highlight. You know, I called out a future Supreme Court judge. So I stood my ground, whether I was right or wrong. I didn't back down.
I love that.
go.
I love that.
So obviously we're in the field of personal injury law. Where do you see two things? Where do you see this industry? Do you see this industry being around for a long time, where there's like a need for personal injury lawyers?
Yeah.
And why do you think it's important for there to be personal injury lawyers in this country?
The direction of personal injury law, there's some challenges ahead for personal injury lawyers, as well as auto insurance companies, because they're making autos safer. We have, the electric vehicles. We have computer-driven vehicles. I'd like to see 30 years from now the situation, whether there is still called a personal injury practice dealing with vehicles because of direction. And they're making cars safer.
Yeah.
Not motorcycles, though, right? Yet.
Not motorcycles yet. Somebody
Well,
came
how-
out.
how
I was
safe
reading
can
an
you make them,
article.
right?
Yeah.
So one of the companies came out with a parachute.
We've seen like at our summit last year, they do the inflatable
Best, yeah.
Yeah,
vests
that's
and
what I mean.
jackets,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
have
yeah,
one now in my office
do you?
next
Yeah.
door. Yeah, so I think that helps, but I don't know if we're quite to where the whole bike's encased in a bubble yet, but maybe down the road.
Maybe Elon Musk could come up with something with that you're in the side of a
bubble.
bubble.
Yeah, I'm more concerned, quite honestly, with the state of the insurance industry and the fact that rates keep going up, cars are more and bikes are more expensive to fix.
Yeah.
And is that going to impact not only claims being paid out, but coverage for people that can't afford to insure themselves? To me, that's the bigger issue, I think.
I agree with you
yeah,
wholeheartedly.
yeah,
That's the dilemma
Yeah.
that we've been facing and will continue to face.
Yeah, same thing with healthcare, right? But it's everything's going up, costs go up,
Yeah.
insurance goes up, and it's not affordable for the average Joe.
Yeah, and even those that are doing, the middle class family, they're even struggling with paying these
But,
high
you know,
premiums.
Premiums, yeah.
I must say the Law Tigers is prepared for that day of reckoning. We're going to convert our practice to the Tonka toy lawyers. If you're injured by a Tonka toy,
There you go.
call the Law Tigers.
Call
There
all
you go.
tigers. I love it,
So
man.
we're already thinking about it.
I'm going to retire when that happens.
I love it. I love it. Well, hey, this is where we transition to a really fun part of our show, and I call it a show. It's more of a show than a podcast, but it's can we say it on 1, 2, 3?
Yeah. I'll go ahead. Go
1,
ahead.
2, 3.
What's
the
the verdict?
Yeah.
So this is a segment where I'm going to give you a choice between two things, and you're going to have to just top of your mind say what it is that comes to mind, and just don't think about it. Just spout it out, right?
I can't wait to hear this.
All right, ready? Boobs or butt?
But
Polo or lacrosse?
polo,
Country or classical?
classical,
Trump or Putin? Trump or Putin?
Trump,
Rich or famous?
Famous.
Top or bottom?
Well, bottom.
Blonde or brunette?
I can't, please.
Blonde or brunette?
Blonde.
Ooh, he's gonna get in trouble with that one. London or Paris?
London.
Red wine or bourbon?
Bourbon.
Boxer or briefs?
Briefs.
All right.
Man, well,
let's pick this apart a little bit now.
I gotta give him a hard time on this one.
Yeah,
so,
go for it.
So Trump or Putin, man? Because I've been working here for you for a while here, and I saw some stuff in your office, at your old office downtown, about Trump that wasn't too in favor of Trump. What did your heart change recently?
Well, giving him, I mean, Putin's the
Oh,
alternative.
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've come around. People do change.
We probably should have said Trump or Kamala.
Yeah.
Or Kamala rather. Kamala. So, your wife is a brunette. Why would you say blonde?
Because she's a blonde too.
Oh, good answer. Yeah, she has wigs, so yeah.
At my
that's
whim,
true.
she becomes
Yeah.
a blonde. I have the best of both.
Do whatever you want, right?
So I know you. One more here. I know that you like. You want to be the P.T. Barnum. You like the showmanship.
Yeah.
So you'd rather be rich than famous, huh? Did you said rich over fame? So.
No, I said famous over rich.
Oh,
Yeah,
you did.
yeah, he
Okay.
said famous.
So explain that actually.
Yeah.
Or did I just explain it? Why the fame?
Money is just money. You can only spend so much. Fame, where you stand out, make a name for yourself. Your reputation is worldwide, or at least United States. To me, that's a real accomplishment.
Yeah, and I think the answer to that question for most folks, it changes as you get a little bit older and a little bit more wise.
Yeah.
Because everything that you said in the beginning of the show was really about driving, gaining, money to take care of your family.
Yeah.
And now you got plenty of money,
made
so
it,
you're
yeah,
like,
right.
shit, man.
He wants the fame.
Yeah, I want the fame now.
Good observation.
I'm waiting for that transition. I'm in the other boat. But maybe one of these days.
You're still after the money.
Yeah.
I
One of
get
these
it.
days. I got some time to catch
I'll
up.
take both. How about it?
That's right. Both. That's what I should have said.
Yeah.
Both.
Brunettes and blondes. Just
That's
joking.
right.
Just joking, babe. Just joking, babe.
All right. Yeah, you don't want her to hear that. Yeah. All right. So we have another segment here after What's the Verdict? And that one is called, you ready for that?
Yeah.
Plead
The
Fifth.
I love
Plead
it.
the Fifth.
Plead the fifth.
Played the fifth. Okay.
Yeah. So in this town, you basically have to either answer, and if you don't answer, actually, is that the one here where we do that, or where they don't answer?
That's correct. That's correct. So
that's
if
right.
you
So go
don't
ahead.
answer, you have to take a shot. But we'll show you some grace and mercy here. So what should we do in replace of a shot?
I want to make him drink a shot. Actually.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Your son's not letting you off,
So
man.
if you don't answer, you have to take a drink. If you answer, you're off the hook. So basically, if you don't want to answer, you say plead the fifth, and then you have to have a shot. So it's in your best interest if you don't
Look at
want
his
to drink
face.
to answer everything.
All right,
So,
man. Let's dive into it. You got the
all right, I
first
got
one,
first
man.
one. So if you could delete anybody from your contacts, who would it be and why? Who would you get rid of on your contacts?
Out of your phone. Who would
Yeah.
you delete?
You
right
want to
away?
talk to ever again?
Jeff Trachtenberg, former law partner, who is, and I'm being kind in my description, a pill, for lack of a better term.
All right. I didn't even think about that. I wouldn't even think about that one, but that makes sense. All right.
Oh man, that's your ex-son-in-law too, right?
Yeah. That makes it worse. Hey, he was something else.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was easy.
That's
All right.
a good one.
I forgot about
All right,
that.
I got one.
I created an opportunity of the world for this guy, and he blew it. And he not only blew it, he's vicious about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave it at that. All right.
All right. Well, that was a good one, man. Now let's see. So I have here. So
He's probably going to say the same answer, but that's fine. Just give it to him.
who is the asshole or prick attorney you have ever dealt with?
The biggest.
Who's the biggest asshole or prick attorney that you've ever dealt with outside of your partner?
It was long. I forget his name. Really, it was maybe 30 years ago.
Okay.
He was tough to deal with,
Okay.
and he was right all the time.
Yeah,
and I was a young lawyer. This is a seasoned lawyer, but he made it known to me that I knew from nothing he was right.
Yeah.
I wish I remember his name. I think the last name was Reichman, Reichman, something like that.
Was it the public? Was it when you're working for the
No,
state?
I was in private practice.
Oh, private
Yeah.
practice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
All right.
He's doing good, by the way.
I know.
I think we're going to get him to take a shot
He's
here.
probably going to answer them all, I'm sure.
Okay.
What is the most gangsta? I'll explain gangsta in a minute.
He knows
thing
what
you've
gangsta
done
means.
and gotten away with.
The most what?
Gangsta. Like, what's the most like hardcore thing you've ever done and got away with?
That nobody knows about but you.
Illegal?
Illegal.
And you don't have to answer, by the way, if you want to drink.
Go ahead, man. You're 78. Nobody's
It
going
doesn't
to
have
come
to be
after
illegal. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Anything that you got away with.
your son
One of
doesn't
the
want to
jobs
incriminate you.
was with my brother-in-law, who was not the most upstanding gentleman. He was part of the Jewish mafia in Dorchester. I ran numbers for him.
There you go. See, he was a bookie.
Whoa, that's
There it is.
awesome.
I didn't know that either.
I knew you had some gangster in
That's
you,
right.
man.
I like it. I like it.
And, you know, it came across in his answer early in the show. He said, I bought a gun for every room, including the car.
That's right. That's right.
You only gangster if you're
That's
going to do
true.
that.
That's true.
You know, you're not
Yeah.
calling for help. You're going to help yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
You got the next one, D.
All right. So I think I can get you to drink on this one. Well, maybe not, but let's give it a shot. If you had a hall pass from your beautiful wife, which I call Miss Judy,
A hall pass.
a hall pass,
A freebie.
hold on.
Go ahead.
a freebie
He's not. Go ahead.
to hook up with anyone in the world, any beautiful woman in the world. If you had a hall pass, a freebie, who would it be?
Hook up means have sex with.
Oh, sex. Yeah. Come on, I'm not no longer
Face,
here.
guys.
Melania Trump.
There it is. That's why he's turned from Democrat to Republican. He likes Trump because of the wife.
That was the lure. That was the lure.
You know, I think Judy would approve actually.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's Melania. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as she's a Republican, it's okay.
That's right. You can only sleep with Republican. You can only have an affair with a Republican wife.
Oh,
All right, that was
man.
funny actually. I think he's gonna go 5 for 5 because I got one more, and I think he's gonna. What's the stupidest thing you've ever done when you're drunk? Like
The stupidest thing I've ever done
when you were inebriated.
I was a sophomore at Boston University, and I didn't have time for fraternities, but I went to a party sponsored by a fraternity. There was this good-looking chick, but she happened to be a graduate student, and you know she wouldn't give me the time of day if I went up to her. So in order to get courage, I got a bit inebriated,
Okay.
too much. And right before that, getting real drunk. First off, she rejected me regardless. But I had a Hershey bar with almonds before that, and I threw up the Hershey bar in the back alley where the fraternity house was with the almonds. And to this day, I will not eat a Hershey bar.
There you go.
With or without almonds.
Hey, but I love it, man. Like you were going to shoot your shot, and what that means today's time, you were going to give it the good old boy try.
Well, I was glad. You know, he was going with this. You know, I got drunk and I went and talked to a gal. It could have gone another way. You know, so I'm glad it was
Hey,
PG.
man,
you
he
know?
was trying to get that liquor, what we call liquor
Liquid courage.
Yeah,
That's
man.
true. That's true. So.
Hey, well, you know what? Round of applause, man.
Yeah,
I
nice
think-
job. You went 5 for 5
went
without
5
having
for
to
5.
drink. That was
I'll
very-
let you know,
yeah.
man. You're an honest guy here.
That's
All right.
All right. So the next thing we like to do is look at some what we call tacky lawyer ads.
Yeah.
Legal marketing gone wrong. And essentially what this is we look at a couple of videos up on the big screen there of other lawyers who just got it wrong, where they just ran ads that were kind of cheesy, and get your feedback on them. And I know you're a connoisseur of good commercials, and we've done many together. So let's see how it's done the wrong way. So here's the first one we're going to watch.
Make it larger on the screen, though.
Red light. You could get hurt in a car accident unless you drive one of these. But for most people, a car wreck can mean medical bills, lost wages, and pain and suffering. Call me now, I'll fight for you.
Hurt in a car accident? Call attorney Brian Loncar.
Unless you drive one of these, you better call me. I'm attorney Brian Loncar. One call, that's all.
All right. Well,
Attorney Brian Longcar. And when you're hurt,
what do you think about that ad?
The tank is certainly attention-getting.
Okay.
It's kind of cheesy what he did. Not kind of, really cheesy what he did.
It is cheesy.
But the whole you can be cheesy. You know, it's all in the perception.
Yeah.
If it
Speaking
works,
of that,
it works.
do you think? I mean, just like negative press kind of carries even further than positive press. Do you think that's the way to go when it comes to these ads? In particular, is that your cup of tea?
No, we tell stories a lot of times.
Okay.
We're storytellers. Our ads, if you look at them, we've had a host of ads. We have a library of commercials over the last 20 years. They're all storytelling. And you put any of our ads against any of the current TV ads, it's like night and day.
Yeah. So storytelling with a direct call to action. I know
Storytelling with our audience.
Yeah, putting the audience first.
Relatable.
Yeah,
Right.
I love
definitely.
that.
Yeah.
Let's check out another one.
Let's do one more of these. And blow that up. All right.
Listen, permanent means you live with pain, disfigurement, or disability for the rest of your life. If you have scars, broken bones, burns, paralysis, any permanent injury, I want to go after the cash, the insurance money, the damages the law allows. I'm Larry Green of Burger Green, 1-800-999-2626. Get what's yours. Call Burger and Green now, 1-800-999-2626.
All right. Well, I don't know where you go with that one.
He should be placed in the fire background.
Yeah, that's definitely a crash and burn failure.
Yeah. I like, though, this is the first time I've heard, instead of serious injury, terrible. So
Terrible?
he's distinguished himself in that regard. Other than that,
Terrible commercial, terrible ad,
Yeah.
terrible injury.
That's why he found himself on stupidvideos.com.
Yeah.
That right there was, I mean, it almost looked like he was using AI. His lips didn't even sync up with his words.
I think the reason we do this is because we want people to understand you can't just, don't go for sensational, don't cut corners. Really look at what your brand represents and how you can help your clients. Don't put yourself as the hero. The client's the hero, and really focus on what's important, not what's going to just be sensationalized or stand out or be cheesy so you're memorable. You want clients that are going to be attracted to you, and you want high quality clients, and you kind of get what you give, right? You reap what you sow, and you put out cheesy, you're going to get cheesy back. So
100%, and it's all about impact, emotional connection with your audience. Something that they can have a positive moment of truth with you. And what I mean by that is something that is a commonality that they're familiar with, that's going to pull on their cords, their emotional cords,
and that they can relate to. They feel like you're there for them, right?
I agree.
So in closing, this is what we call closing arguments. So this is our last section here. In closing arguments, what's in store for Warren Levenbaum in 2025? What's to come?
keep on moving and grooving.
Oh.
Don't do anything different. I want to start traveling again. COVID made a dent in not only my travel arrangement, but everybody's. Start traveling again. My life is pretty well balanced as it is, travel. I want to enhance my philanthropy. I still want to have a good time. I look forward to spending time with my family and coming to work. So status quo, because it's been great. Why change it?
Where's a bucket list trip, somewhere you haven't been that you want to go to?
In fact, I was thinking about it last night. I want to go to Antarctica. I think I want to cruise.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. I'm going to book it hopefully next week.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
So, any new hobbies nowadays? I mean, a lot of times when you're not retired, you're here every day.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, you explore new initiatives and new things just to try. Anything that's new that you want to share with us that you're venturing into right now?
Believe it or not, I went out and I bought a couple of Audubon books, bird watching.
Oh, really? Wow.
Which is fantastic. The coloration of birds is bountiful.
Oh, wow.
The only problem I have is, can I stay put looking for binoculars?
That's what I was thinking.
to differentiate one color from another.
That's pretty interesting. That's cool.
So what's something you'd like to start doing, stop doing, and continue doing? Start, stop, continue.
Start taking more vacations.
Start, stop, and continue. After I stop, I continue? You're talking about being addicted.
No, I'm talking about anything. Like something you want to start doing that you're not, like you mentioned travel, right?
Yeah.
So
Then stop.
That's start.
Yep.
Then stop.
So let's talk
Something-
about your start. What do you want to start doing?
More of.
More of.
Well, traveling.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you want to stop doing, like that you're doing, change, improve upon. Is there anything you want to stop
I can't
doing?
think of anything right now. Life is grand. You
I
know,
love it.
All right.
good attitude. I think I have. Yeah.
All right. And continue obviously doing what you're doing. Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair.
And then
What else would you like to share with the audience before we conclude our excellent show? And by the way, man, you've done a wonderful job here.
yeah,
Just
you're
round
a
of
great
applause again,
guest,
man.
by the way.
You've been a
Excellent
great
guest.
guest.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to just closing arguments to share with our audience?
I assume most of the audience are motorcycle riders.
No, just lawyers.
No, it's just lawyers.
Lawyers.
This is a
Yeah.
platform for all
Okay.
asphalt advocates, babe.
I love you all. Come and see me sometime. And if I'm not available, we have a great crew. Ari and Dave and the rest of the crew. Yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool. I
Thank you.
think there's not much else to ask. I think we just got to get up and dance, right? I think
Yeah,
that's,
man. Hey, give us some groom tunes.
Yeah,
I heard
yes.
you like to shake your tail feather a little bit. Let's see a couple of moves
We're gonna
you may
dance.
have.
We're gonna dance the show out. So get up.
Oh, is this
Oh,
big
yeah,
film?
Yeah.
that's gangster right there. Woo, woo.
Just give us your best move.
Go, Warren. Go, Warren. Go,
There you go.
Go, Warren. Go, Warren.
There you go.
Go,
There you go.
Warren.
I got you.
Go, Warren. Hey, hey. Go, 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 go,
Go ahead, dance. You're good.
Yeah.
This is hip hop.
Yeah.
You got it. There
That's
you go. There you go.
That's
There you go.
it. Yeah.
Who's your birthday? It's your birthday. There you go.
I love it. I love it. Hey, good job,
All right,
fellas.
this concludes
Hey,
motorcycle. This concludes Asphalt Advocates. Great job.
You did a tremendous
Thank you so
job.
much.
great job.
Thank you.
Great job.